radio about the stuff because I said that she's not living the life that she's selling y'all.
Many of us Christian women do agree with her in the sense that a man should provide. We shouldn't be with a man just because of his money. We
acknowledge Shera7’s personal life as it not being in alignment with the things she's selling, because women are in love with being lied to.
Creators that have changed life, like Shera7, for example.
The women who are not ready to admit that they don't put themselves first for real are the only ones that are mad at Shera7.
Also tried to get child support. However, that's when she found out that he only made $70,000 a year and that she will only get $600 a month.
What he does is give us advice that is tried and true.
What? Putting his hands on Shira. Shira tried to divorce James, also tried to get child support. However, that's when she found out that he only made $70,000 a year and that she will only get $600 a month.
Karma's a bitch.
So that resulted into Shira getting her own job and providing for herself and her kids. But Shira wasn't innocent either. In 2012, she assaulted James as well, and also has been arrested several times on DUIs. And that is why she started her whole YouTube journey, because she could no longer drive nor go to work.
Wait a minute. So she's not living the life she explained, right? She claims she gets guys with money. 70,000 is really nothing. There's guys that laugh at 70,000. There's guys even online that make more than 70,000. You're not living like you claim, lady.
Because of her DUIs. And that's just the start, y'all. That's just the start. Her real name is Letitia. She did not grow up with her father. Her mother had many children by many different men. She was also a baby mother, the ones that she speak on. Yeah, that was her. Before y'all act all defensive about this stuff that I just told y'all, yes, I went and Googled all my research and I looked at the court cases and etc. It's all on Google, y'all. Y'all got her full name. Go do your own research. Even if you type it into Google, even the AI.
She did the research. She found this out. But you know what's going to happen? A lot of ladies brush it off. Act like it's nothing. Why? Shira is my savior. But she didn't do what she's telling other ladies how to do. We're going to get into that later.
Exposing hate is like backfiring because people appreciate those who speak from experience, because it exposes the people who are trying to lie about what that experience is really like. And what I mean by that is a lot of people would rather hurt than heal. And the people who would rather hurt and use their trauma as a crutch will always dislike somebody who speaks and moves with a sense of, I have healed and now I am speaking from a healed place. The only people who appreciate those who truthfully share their experiences are others who are tired of people lying about the truth behind a lot of these collective situations that a lot of us can relate to, but a lot of people choose not to tell the truth about. The best example I can give is the whooping your kids conversation. You have the half of society who is like, I turned out just fine, I will be beating my kids. And then you have the other half of society who is like, no, that's abuse. There's no reason that you brought a kid into this world and you have so little patience that you feel like you need to whoop them for every little thing, even if it's just behaviors of them learning the world around them. I think at this point it's safe to say those who claim that they have turned out fine are indeed not fine at all, and it's just a coping mechanism used so they don't feel like they're A, throwing their parents under the bus, or B, having to divulge into trauma that they've been avoiding, which has affected them up until their adult years. So in terms of Shera7, there are a lot of women who are now finally being honest about a lot of the truth behind their relationships, or these long marriages that a lot of older women have stayed in that are finally divorcing and spilling why they have realized they were unhappy. Shera7 has pretty much helped open up that realm so that women can be more mindful about only worrying about themselves and putting themselves first, which is so crazy.
You see, they've made Shera7 their god. This is wild.
To even have to teach people, but considering the society that we live in and the world that we live in, we do need to see and hear examples from other people who are speaking from experiences that they've had in their life, because I know a lot of women feel the same way that I feel, that if we were put on game a lot earlier instead of looking around and having to believe the lies around us, there are a lot of women who wouldn't be in some of the situations that they are in right now when it comes to men. The women who are not ready to admit that they don't put themselves first for real are the only ones that are mad at Shera7, if we're going to be 100% honest. And I'm glad that more women are starting to say, no, her advice is real, and I have experienced it, I have utilized it, and the results are there. That is what we need more of in society, in terms of these bullies who try to look up dirt on people and expose them, when in actuality all they did was boost Shera7's content. And if you know Shera7, you know she does not care.
Someone call a search party because these TikToks are lost in Delulu land.
Anybody who is used to being hated on does not care when the next person tries their luck.
Take a look at the comments. Shera has impacted and helped me improve my life. Amen. Love, Shera. Why are you saying amen, Shera, at the same time? Agreed. Take a look at this. Agreed. And you remind me of Leah Remini. Shera for president. That's what's being said. Shera for president. You know what's happening? When the Lord spoke about this, you shall have no other gods before me. They're worshiping her. I am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. And why do these ladies hate them? Because they don't want to do it the right way. They want to take advantage of men, use men. Listen to Shera7. Worship Shera7. It's wild out here.
Teacher in life than hands-on experience, not a podcast, not a book, and obviously those are very helpful, but when you've lived through things, that the wisdom that you gained cannot be matched. So when you're talking about creators that have changed life, like Shera7, for example,
you can't make this up.
People expect somebody like that to be perfect. How do you think she gained that experience? She gained it from pain. She gained it from living through it. That's how you gain wisdom. And so her and many other talented creators are coming on here to share what they've learned. No one's forcing you to take the advice. You know, you can take a little advice here and there, but at the end of the day, you're going to live your own life. But for people to come on the internet and scrutinize her and look at her past and call her a hypocrite because she's not following her own teachings and stuff like that, it's no different than your mother or your aunt or someone like that telling you, hey, don't get married because they learned the lesson from that servitude and slavery. That doesn't mean they're a hypocrite. That means they're trying to save you from the same suffering. And like I said, we have to learn through experience. So even if you choose to do the things that these people advise against, you will go in it with more knowledge. And that's really the key. So I don't understand how people think that they're going to come on the internet and shame people for things that they've already shared or for being human. People on the internet aren't perfect. They're still people at the end of the day. And it's so crazy because these people that are criticizing her and other creators for being human and having a past are the biggest cowards. They wouldn't have the bravery to come on here and be that vulnerable and say, hey, I did this or I lived through this and stuff like that. That takes extreme courage and bravery. That takes grit. And for somebody who has lived through that kind of stuff, nothing you're going to say is going to shame them, especially from these fake accounts. People come on the internet, honestly, to be an asshole, that they can't be at work and they can't be in front of their family. That's why they have these fake accounts, no picture, no followers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people come on the internet just to be an asshole. And, you know, you're not forced to take this advice. Like I said, people are just trying to help. That's all it is. Many people didn't have any guidance growing up. And so the people that have lived through painful things that many people wouldn't even make it through are just trying to help people. And then, like I said, you got people that have the nerve to come on the internet and be like, oh, well, she married her abuser. Yeah, that's how she knows what's going on.
No, she married her abuser. She stayed with her abuser because he tricks off. Do you know how many ladies are leaving tricks? Right? Oh, no, I had to leave him. I had to take his money. She tried to do that. He doesn't have the money. There are ladies that are actually getting with guys that have money. They should be giving advice. Right? There's ladies divorcing guys that had the bag, not 70,000. Stop it. Get some help. Seriously. Because she didn't get the bag. She can't get the bag. So she started working online and lying to you. Don't you see how that's so off? That's way off. She's giving you advice she didn't follow. Somebody please wake them up. It's like they're not thinking. And what do I say? Switched off the brain. But I'll tell you what it is. Watch this. This is what it is.
Acknowledge Shera7’s personal life as it not being in alignment with the things she's selling, because women are in love with being lied to.
Real talk alert.
About the things that feel the best. Women love liars as long as it makes them feel good. So she sold y'all a dream, she created a brand, and she's not living that in her personal life. How shocking. Isn't that what a lot of people who pander to women do? They're not living the shit they talking about, aka Derrick Jackson, but they say he's tripled his female following since then. Because if you double down on the lies to women, they'll believe it. You want to make $1 million plus? Lie to women.
About our queen, okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. We release you, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release it. Like, you don't need to tell us all of this stuff about her. We still love her. If you watched her from the very beginning, we've been knowing about this stuff for years. She has always been open about her past.
Are you sure about that?
About James. I just don't understand how some people can't separate what somebody does with who they are. What she does is give us advice that is tried and true. What? And is keeping women safe, emotionally, physically, financially safe.
It's delusional.
Wow.
In this crazy ass dating world, okay? Let's give her a break. Does she have something separate from what she does? Does she have who she is as a completely separate entity? And I understand that sometimes they mix. Sometimes they mix. But not all of the time. It's okay that she has a personal life. It's okay that she has personal struggles. It's okay that sometimes she doesn't even follow her own advice.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Because what she does and how she does it, she's good at it. It doesn't always mean, right? Like, I can motivate my friends to lose weight and get in the gym, and I can keep them accountable, but I can't keep myself accountable because I'm going to have a Cinnabon every time I go to the mall.
Sprinkle, I thought her advice was funny too, until I saw her other account.
Why does everyone think that I'm a witch? Oh yeah, that's right. I did spell on this channel.
The only spell you should have on your man is a binding spell when you first get with him.
You guys, you cannot be following every relationship coach. You need to test everyone by the Spirit. Many of us Christian women do agree with her in the sense that a man should provide. We shouldn't be with a man just because of his money. We should be with a man because the Lord has approved of him, because he is a man of God, he is a protector, he's a leader, and he's gonna love you. He has a good heart. The Lord can make anyone prosper financially. He is good. And if this man has a heart for the Lord, he will not only prosper financially, but he will prosper spiritually and lead you and your children to do the same. Follow or subscribe for daily truth.
The reason why I turned them comments off in that video is because y'all get mad when y'all don't agree with what other people say. Y'all know y'all can literally just keep scrolling, but to sit there and try to attack somebody because I'm sitting here saying that I'm upset about the things that I found out, and y'all want to act radio about the stuff because I said that she's not living the life that she's selling y'all. It's just so absurd. And it's like, honestly, I just don't got the time for it. I don't have the time for negativity in my 2026. So if y'all want to stitch duet and attack people for saying things that they've discovered or learned, so be it. But not on my watch, Bookie. And then another thing is, y'all quick to call people miserable and say, oh, well, why don't you go create a life for you and da-da-da-da. Baby, you don't know shit I got going on over here. I'm happier than you will ever be in your life. And that's the real tea. And mind you, this is my page. And then, too, y'all be saying all this, oh, y'all so naive, all men cheat, this, that, and the third. No, we're just not dense. That's the difference. Not naive, we're not dense. Y'all do know that out of billions of people in this world, multiple things can be true at once. There's not just a one-size-fit-all character trait for all men. And I feel like it's very naive to think that it is.
I'll tell you why people love telling the truth about people like her. Because she speaks so deeply. But I know what it is. I know how she gets them. She probably doesn't realize. She does witchcraft, right? She does spells on each video she does, I'm sure. I know she's doing them, right? Because she said, how do you know I'm a witch? Because I do spells. That's how she has everyone. Everyone is in the stupor and they're going, oh no, this is working. Of course, trickery works. It works on some men. Will it work on me? No. Why? Because a woman like that is a Jezebel. I want no parts.
She made up her lifestyle, and her reality doesn't match the standards she promotes online. The discussion started after clips and posts resurfaced across social media, with people claiming the life Shera presents may not reflect reality. Many began pointing to inconsistencies between what she teaches others to aim for and what they actually believe is happening behind the scenes. A major part of the conversation focuses on her husband. Some people are saying that he has been unfaithful and that his wealth is not what Shera has previously suggested.
Sure, man.
These comments have caused a lot of talk, especially because Shera is known for giving strong advice about relationships, money, and standards. People are now questioning whether those lessons still hold value if her personal situation does not align with them. The situation has gained even more attention because Shera has built a following around confidence and control. For some viewers, the idea that her life may not match the message has been jarring. Others have defended her, saying that we don't know the full story and that private situations are often more complicated than they appear. During all this, Shera has spoken out about people questioning her marriage and the image she presents to her audience. Underneath the post about it, Shera left a comment. In her comment, she wrote, "It's laughable how much people spend their time trying to tear me down. Put that energy into improving your life instead." It looks like she feels confident and unbothered by the controversy, and I feel she is choosing to brush it off rather than explain herself. But before you go, I want to know, do you think she should explain what's going on?
She's not going to, right? Because explain it, it's going to mess up what she said already. She already set the spells. Like, guys, nobody is realizing what she, like, when I first saw her, and then I saw I knew this a while ago. I knew that she did witchcraft. I said, that's how she has these ladies in a stupor, because they're going, oh, wait a minute. It's working. It does work. I won't say it doesn't. But anyone could use tricks of Satan. It's wild. How many rich people use it? They all use Satan to get rich. He helps them all out. He can help her out just as easily. And that's what he's doing. And who's he taking? How many souls is he taking with him? Half, actually more than half. 60 to 70% of all society, including some men. That's a lot.
Being a siren that uses men for money and waits around for somebody to provide for her, you've been sold a very false viewpoint and a patriarchal one at its best of what divine femininity actually is. This whole movement on social media teaching dark femininity, with creators like Shera7’ teaching girls to manipulate men for money and enable narcissistic behavior with zero heart in it, is the opposite of divine feminine energy. Then you got the soft girl lifestyle where a man funds your entire life and you have nothing to your name. That's just codependency dressed as femininity. In ancient mysticism, the divine feminine energy is a connection to the heart and to God. In the Kabbalah, we see it as the Sephirah of Malchut, the queen, the vessel that only receives when she's aligned with the light that is above her. In order for a woman to be aligned to that, she needs to also be in tune with her masculine energy, not just her feminine. So basically, for a woman to even be in her divine feminine energy, she needs to be tuned into the masculine. She still needs to take action, she still needs to take accountability, and she still needs to use her will to create in the external world. That's how she uses her masculine energy. If not, she stays empty, dependent, and just chaotic. Basically, how do you as a woman use your heart to lead your actions and receive from the divine? And using your heart clearly doesn't mean that you're gonna go manipulate men into giving you money, pretend to be something that you're not, that literally disconnects you from your heart. If you ask me what a divine feminine looks like, I would tell you that she is abundant, but from her own source. She's someone deeply connected to herself, to God, and she acts from it. Somebody with compassion in her heart, but especially for herself. And I'm not telling you that men shouldn't provide, by the way, because I do think they should, but they should want to provide for you, not have to. If you don't have a safety net of your own, girl, you're gonna find yourself in a trap of codependence. That's what creates the imbalanced power dynamics within relationships that actually make them toxic. If you're a woman and you want to learn about the real divine feminine energy, don't forget to follow.
Yeah, and what she said about a man, and other lady said it too, a man being of God, I truly believe in that because I'm a provider. I'm a provider to the fullest extent, right? I believe in providing for my family. I believe in doing what needs to be done to make sure things get done. And I'm talking about in all positive ways, right? And I don't believe in holding anybody back. For instance, my wife, I make sure she has a salary because she works for me. And seriously, she makes at the top of the echelon of people make in the Philippines. I make sure of that, right? But I gotta say this: what you ladies are preaching nowadays as divine feminine energy in your or dark feminine energy, it's dark, but it's not, like she said, it's not feminine energy, and it's actually very masculine, right? Because you're doing whatever you have to do. Like, for instance, a guy that robs and steals and kills for his money, he'll do whatever. It's very dark. And that's kind of like what you're doing. You're just doing it in the Jezebel way. Doing it with a smiley face, but it's the same backstab. And it hurts the same way because who feels it? Us men feel it. And what you're preaching, I'm here to teach against. I'm here to protect other men against, right? Because you're going a dark way. I'm trying to show men to go with God. It's an evil world out here. Be careful.
Jackson was a thriving 44-year-old single mother who was raising 2 teenage daughters on her own. She worked her behind off and climbed that corporate ladder all the way up to a regional director for a Fortune 500 healthcare company. As a successful businesswoman, she had just about everything she wanted. But the one thing she was missing was a man. Now in 2014, all that would change when she got a new friend request on Facebook from a man named Dorian Jackson. Dorian wasn't a complete stranger. In fact, Teresa and him used to be old high school sweethearts until they parted ways after graduating. They talked on and off through Facebook for several days, and this is where she learned that Dorian was successful as well. Not only was he a doctor at the Emory Hospital, but he was also an epidemiologist for a Center for Disease Control. Now, Shariza's company had planned a business trip for her to go to Florida, so while she was there, she decided to link up with Dorian just to see what he was truly about, and he didn't fail to impress. During their few years of courtship, he was loving and put her on this pedestal that made her feel like she was the only thing that mattered to him in the world. By November 27, 2016, Dorian made the decision to make Shariza his wife. Now, just 1 year into their marriage, Dorian came up with the idea to open up his own cosmetic center where they would offer breast augmentations and Brazilian butt lifts. He explained to her that he would be able to bring the doctors in to do the procedure, but he just needed her to put up the money to open the doors. Without a doubt in her mind, she emptied her savings and 401k to help this man get this business off the ground. As time went on, Shariza, who was already busy working her day job, decided to look in the company's books. This is when she found out that despite having many clients, the business was losing money. Now, Shariza had already invested close to $400,000 into this company, so to help their investments out and keep the business afloat, she leaves her corporate job to devote herself entirely to their cosmetic center. Now, as their relationship started to crash, Shariza decided she was going to look a little deeper into her husband's background, and when she did, she found out he was a master manipulator. Multiple women who he had dated in the past reached out to her stating he deceived them as well and warned her about him being dangerous and not to believe anything he said. So after all these women came forward, Shariza began to dig a little further into her husband's criminal history and was absolutely appalled to discover everything he had been convicted of. In 2001 and 2002, felony charges was filed against him for theft and extortion of more than $75,000. Then in February of 2007, he was booked on a domestic battery and assault charge, and allegedly, she found out that the Florida Department of Health sent him a cease and desist letter, and he was being fined for pretending to be a medical doctor. Now, to make things even worse, Dorian left his phone out, so she grabbed this and went through those text messages and saw everything she needed. Allegedly, in a text message to one of his homeboys, he tells him he no longer needs Shariza in his life because she was broke now. By December of 2022, their cosmetic business was completely shut down, and in March, Shariza filed for divorce before filing a civil lawsuit against her ex-husband. She shared an audio recording of her speaking to a former employee who informed her that Dorian was forging her signature and he was using her credit to receive hundreds of thousands of dollars in loans and for his personal gain. Allegedly, Shariza Jackson was conned out of $1.4 million, and as of today, she is trying to rebuild her life and is relying on her faith and the strength of her family, and has also published a book called Successful Women Get Played Too. Now, as for Dorian, they believe he is currently living with another woman.
Successful women get played too. This is sad, and the only reason this happened is because she thinks just like these other ladies. She probably could have been a lady that would have followed sprinkle, and thought, hey, the guy has money. She found out what glitters ain't gold.
There's a video going viral of this woman with her husband, kind of bigging herself up. She says she was making the plates. She was paying for the dates. She was folding his clothes. She was, packing his lunch boxes. And it got some people up in arms about it.
They told me not to make his lunch. Oh, okay. They told me not to fold his laundry. Yeah. They told me not to pay for dates. Take me through there. Take me through there.
Take me through there. Take me through there.
Now, talk about pack that lunch.
That's doing it the right way.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.